Howdy ho players, or viewers, or YouTubers, or guys and girls out in the world of Nom Nom. Welcome to a video from me here where I'm showing Warriors of Nom Nom. I'm doing that because I'm #1 in the world. I'm the top mythical warrior in the world. And I'm so happy about it because this is the first PvP clicker game I've ever found. And I absolutely love clicker games, and now I'm #1 in the world. That's like epic for me. So what I've been doing in this video series is showing how you can play each of the different characters in this game, and it is now time to look at Lady Munch, the last character in the game. So Lady Munch has 2 points per tap, 1 per second by default. So let's get rid of these cards and this is her as default. So these are her cards. She has the Humble Pie, -1 per tap to opponent. That's a pretty good card, but as you guys know, if you've seen the other videos, I have in the soup, and that just sets it to 1. And it can't be less than 1, so there is no reason for me to use both cards. So if you don't have in the soup, this is a cheap card. You can start out with this, but it's not nearly as good. As I said, play with Chen, save up to in the soup, then go nuts. But anyway, she has Kuji, the Siamese cat, -2 per second to your opponent. So as you can see, this is really one of those nasty characters, also just aiming to make it miserable to be your opponent. Ruby Amulet, and this is only an item that works if your opponent is bushy, and I don't like that stuff. Piece of Cake, Apple, Meat Lover, these are the same cards as the other characters have. So not really my kind of character here, because I'm going to be playing all negatives and not really getting much benefit of my own. But what I'm going to do is give myself I'm going to give myself just the hope really that my opponent is not going to restrict me both in per tap and per second. So I'm going to go -2 per second to my opponent. So if they have something per second, it's going to be restricted or reduced. Then I am going to select in the soup. So my opponent is going to be getting just 1 per tap, and the only thing, I mean, this makes no sense to include, but normally you would probably grab that instead of in the soup if you don't have that. And then I'm going to be grabbing 1 per tap. Nah. I'm going to be grabbing the train so that I can go crazy pants at the start, getting 2 per tap just for 3 seconds. And I know that's not, I'm not gonna. That's stupid. I'm just going to go with this cake here. So this is what I'm going to be playing. I was just thinking the other was cool, but when you can't really freeze your opponent, it's a bit risky anyway, and you don't get these multipliers and stuff like that. Probably going to be playing with my phone like this most of the time, because some of the food dishes are not tall enough for me to really effectively hit them with 2 fingers. So this banana split here giving me the 3 per click and 1 per second, meaning that it's gonna be a win for me, because my opponent has 1 per second and very little. No, 1 per tap and less per second than they would like. So this was a very nice first video here, battle on rank 12. Let's just complete the entire rank here with Lady Munch, hoping just to run into winning games really. I haven't lost that much in the Warriors of Nom Nom, 9 games total since I started, 1 being while really showcasing a video here with only like the common cards. Okie dokie, so another easy win here. I can already see, because I know what cards Lady Munch can have. I mean, I showed you guys them as well, and I can see my stats. I know that there is no way I'm going to be losing this game, because I have more per tap than my opponent can have, and I have something per second as well. So that was, if I have these kinds of stats against her, then I just know it's a winning game, because I have in the soup in my deck, my 3-card deck. So hopefully we'll get a few more of those. That would be good. I don't mind that stuff. Alright, so up against Bushi. and once again really having advantage. I can see that my per click is higher than if my opponent had in the soup, because it would be just one there. And Bushi can have a pretty nasty clicking setup, but that's not really what we're up against, and if it was, it's just too bad because we reduced it to 1, so easy win. My opponent didn't even get to have a single bite of the food, so I'm not trying to be rude or anything, it's just trying to show you how effective these cards are. So it was more like a general opponent, not this particular opponent. Don't know any of these random ranked players. So burger, tall food. I don't see tall food that often. So as you can see, even just with these 3 per tap and 1 per second, many of these opponents I'm up against, they don't even really get to take a bite of their food, and that's the power of In the Soup. If you're used to just clicking and you upgrade your clicking and suddenly you have 1 and you're like this or like this, it's really hard to win this game. So if you're into clicker games in general, try this stuff. Really try to practice it. You can do so much crazy just with 2 fingers going like this once you get the rhythm. I know I can anyway, and my sons are learning it, so they're definitely benefiting from that tactic as well. At least my middle son. The oldest one doesn't give a beep about this kind of games, and the youngest one is really a little too young to really get the strategy and tactic and rhythm stuff, but he's trying. They are the smallest Warriors of Nom Nom. My youngest son is actually on the Master Tappers list, not much below me, so that's super cool. Anyway, that was pretty much going through each and every one of the characters in different videos here in Warriors of Nom Nom. And let's see what kind of money I have. 920, that is super cool, because there are cards I don't have, and I have 32 out of 36 cards. It's not like I really need any of the remaining cards, at least I haven't needed them yet, but I do want to have the entire collection. So this is one of them here, Apprentice Sam. Your opponent's first card is discarded. That's the one I was talking about. That's a very strong card, but I always design my decks with this card in mind, really expecting it to be there, but I don't have it yet myself. Then we have Apprentice Munchkin. Paralyze opponent for 5 seconds, so that's pretty much the same as freezing. We have Bread and Butter, +1 point per tap and 1 per second. This one I think is very cool. Swap your points per tap and points per second, so you can really do the build for the per second that actually gives you higher values, and then you can swap them with this card. That's also very nice. So that was really what I had to choose from, and they are all 900s. And I'm just going to grab Apprentice Sam. I'm going to be getting them all as I get the coins for it, but this was one card closer to completing the collection. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, leave a comment, thumbs up, stuff like that, so that I know if you like this or if it's but of course I like these the most. Leave a comment, and yeah, let me know what kind of clicking games you guys like if you're playing them, because I am always into exploring new clicking games. Thank you very much for watching.